Welcome to Crimes of Our Times. This is our April 16th show with Cannibals and Serial Pleasures. I'm really excited because we've got some great guests here. We have Nico Claux and Canibal Guillaume, all the way from Paris, both of you. Welcome. It's pretty late there in Paris.
Yes, thank you. It's 2 o'clock in the morning here, so we stay late today, but it's worth it.
I hope so. Your fans are looking forward to you. So Nico has lived a very interesting life in the past, and Nico is an artist, author, book publisher, correct?
Yes, exactly.
And, you know, we first met, I think even longer than 13 years ago, but about 13 years ago, you were interviewed.
2004.
Yeah, 2004. Yes. And then you were interviewed for my Albert Fish DVD for the extra features.
Ok, donc alors, peux-tu te présenter en quelques phrases
Donc je m'appelle Nicolas Claux, je suis peintre, artiste peintre. J'habite à Paris, en France. J'ai été condamné il y a quelques années de la réclusion criminelle pour meurtre et des actes de cannibalisme aussi. Et en ce moment j'habite à Paris où je peins des tableaux macabres.
So, Nico, what have you guys been up to since whatever 2004? Talk to us about, you know, your what you're doing now with the Serial Pleasures line and how Guillaume has helped with you.
Yep. So we've been launching a new line of products with Guillaume under the name Serial Pleasures, and after Serial Pleasures there. And after thinking a lot about what would be the ultimate collector item and something that has never been done before, we came up with a bone dildo at first. And then we decided to start from that, and it became the Bundy Dildo, which is this.
And it was going to be an art piece first, right, Guillaume?
Yes. It would be an art piece at first, but Guillaume made it functional. And it's actual silicone, as you can see. Yeah, Guillaume designed this special dildo based on 2 real bones in the human body. The bottom part is the tibia, right? And this is the femur, right? Or is it another bone? Can't remember.
This is this one. I don't remember the name of it.
Yeah, it's the femur. Yeah, yeah. But as you can see, there's a ridge there, which is specially designed for your pleasure.
Wow, that's awesome. And now you were talking about expanding it, you know, because, you know, we didn't want to leave the Gacy fans out, you know, the gay guys, and you were talking about like a butt plug too.
Exactly. I have designed a Gacy butt plug, which is shaped like a pogo. So this would be one of our next projects. We're also thinking about geisha beads, and that would be the Ed Gein geisha beads with skulls for each bead. We're thinking about flashlights. There's so many ideas and new projects that we have. Like, yeah, I was also thinking about a Ramirez cross-shaped dildo.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. And Guillaume, how, you know, you guys have been working together for a while, because Guillaume was present when you filmed that Albert Fish extra for the DVD. So how long have you guys been working together, Guillaume?
We started working on it since a few months, but I know Nico since a long time now, long time ago.
Yeah, we met in 2003 or 2004, maybe. And then we lost contact, and I started to see Guillaume again last year.
I moved
with his new project that I had, and I knew that he was the best guy for this. because he's a special effects artist. He creates really cool designs with skulls and bones, and he can show you a few things that he makes.
Yeah, let's see, because Guillaume, you're talking about working further with Nico, right, Nico? And Guillaume's going to be taking some of your paintings and turning them into busts, right, Guillaume?
Yes, we're doing. The first one will be a Dahmer bust. Maybe, Guillaume will show you on screen.
This is the first one.
Yeah.
I don't like it too much, so I think it's better to work with Nico drawing.
Okay.
So this is the
this is the second one that he made.
I see. And which is that based on, Nico? Do you have that? It's not based on one of yours, right?
Yeah, exactly. I don't have the paintings with me right now because I sold the painting, but it's one of my design. Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah, and I mean, if anyone's in France or around the world, eventually, if you need a great makeup artist, Guillaume's available. So,
Exactly.
Do you have? You had something else, right? A nipple or something, or do you have anything else you were showing?
Can you show the nipple?
Oh,
the nipple.
This is for a side project.
And what is that going to be, Nico? It's going to be like in jars, right?
Yeah, he's going to put them in jars, and it will look like formaldehyde. So you can put it on a shelf, etc., etc.
We're going to tattoo on it, and then after going into the jar. It's for my side project. You can
yeah, we could see it. Yeah, perfect. Yeah, hold it there. Perfect. Yeah.
And we made also ring, like.
Also makes jewelry out of bones.
Oh, that is really cool.
More dangerous.
And what's this? Oh yeah, it's a how do you call that?
Brass
it's
knuckle.
Like a torture.
Yeah.
It's more inspired from medieval torture.
It reminds me of the remember in Seven, that movie Seven, when that guy had that knife.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was really cool. And Nico, it's interesting too because Nico and I have worked together recently. Nico published several of my books, the Ed Gein book. And this is Nico's artwork on his version in France. And then this was my original cover here in the States. And then Nico also published the Albert Fish book as well.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah, I published true crime books.
But yeah, and the Fish book. So, how are those doing, and how are your books doing out there?
Well, it's a niche. It's a niche market. So, but it's going steady. Our bestseller is Joel Schaefer's Killer Fiction, which I published in French 5 years ago in 3 volumes. But I have new projects for this year. There will be my biography, which will be a major release this year. And there's also the reprinting of this book, the Cannibal Cookbook.
Yes.
I can see it reversed because my camera is...
Oh, it looks great.
But yeah, it's the Cannibal Cookbook, and I'm republishing this year with special recipes for vegans and for the Corona confinement.
There you go. Again, we're being all inclusive, and that's what it's about, And Nico, have you ever, written any killers?
Yeah, I used to correspond with about 30 killers when I was in prison, and first killer I ever written with was Patrick Kearney in LA. Not LA, well, I was in California, but yeah. Then I started to write Ramirez and several people in Florida, like David Gore, or who else? There was about 30 people. Also in the UK, Jan Brady.
Yes.
Yes, and lesser known killers in Scandinavia, like Bård Faust, who was part of the Lords of Chaos killer gang, if you can call it that way. To write satanic killers like Manuel Aruda in Germany. And one of my most interesting pen pals was Issei Sagawa, the Japanese cannibal. We had quite an intense correspondence. And after I was released, I moved to Sweden, and he wanted to sell all his artworks. Moved to Sweden to see me and my girlfriend, and he wanted my girlfriend to hit him, because that was his ultimate fantasy, being eaten by a Nordic type of woman.
Wow, that's interesting. Yeah,
crazy.
It is. It's definitely crazy. But, you know, this crime stuff, you know, in a way, it brings us all together, because, like I said, the thing that if I look back on my films, I just wish I would have never called H.H. Holmes a monster, because no matter what, we're all still human beings. You know, when people commit these crimes or go into prisons, they don't grow horns and they're not, you know, green, you know, skin, right? They're still human beings, you know. And Guillaume, are you interested in the true crime too? Because that's kind of how I got into true crime. I started with horror films, you know, and
For me, it's a little different from Nico, because I'm more an horror movie fan. So I love the hardcore side of the things, like music, things like that. So when I a little boy, I want to make big monsters. So after I'm really bored with horror movie industry, I try to search more hardcore things. So that's why I'm gonna work in movie industry for making effects. So then I want to make more art things, and I start working with my brand, Cannibal Design. So it make more interesting. And Nico have a great bibliothèque of it. Interesting for me.
yeah, I know. Well, and, you know, I mean, you know, those busts you're making, those are going to be custom, right? Like one of a kind.
Yeah,
exactly. They're going to be one of a kind.
Each single one will be hand painted, and they will be unique, and they will be signed too, which is important. And also each box for the Bundy Dildo, which maybe Guillaume can show us, is signed by me. This is the box, right? And so yeah, it's
that's
item.
great. And the website for that is serialpleasures.com.
Serialpleasures.com.
And you're shipping worldwide.
Yeah, we're shipping worldwide. So the best for the US is to actually go to the website, and you will see a link for getting them. They're $125 a piece, shipping included.
That's awesome. Yeah, and I mean, there are many collectors here. You know, they can't get enough of true crime, so I'm sure there'll be
people that are into these dildos. I got orders from the S&M community. I sold dildos to escorts. I sold dildos to housewives. People who just want the piece on a bookshelf, or people who actually
I'd love to just display it. I mean, you know, it looks real, because when I first saw it, I just thought it was a solid. I had no idea what I was looking at, and I saw the Bundy thing. I'm like, okay, this is interesting. But right, I mean, even as you see it, it could be like a work of art. I mean, because it looks like an actual bone or a prop.
Yeah, exactly. It's like the size of a bone, and
I love it with the candle. It looks great. That looks awesome.
Does it? That's which is based on his real signature here.
Yes. I can see that. Yeah, I can see the Ted.
Yeah. It's actually based on his own signature.
Yeah, because I was wondering about that too. What was at the bottom of it?
Yeah, that's it. Well,
that's very interesting. And, you know, it's very, again, I think, you know, artists and creative people, when I like, well, now obviously the conventions and stuff are kind of, you know, inoperable. But when I was going, people couldn't get enough of this stuff. You know, I mean, people were making and selling shirts and magnets and stickers and picture frames and, you know, clothing. And when I was at one of these conventions, I had a shirt that had all the mugshots on it. You guys have probably seen that. It's black and white. And this one woman she had her phone and she was showing her daughter everything I was selling. And she said she wants the book, she wants that, she wants this, and she wants your shirt. I'm like, okay, here, $20. I got another shirt, I'll take it up. And she bought it, I autographed it. You know, people can't get enough of true crime. You know.
But you found the perfect term to describe this. It's serial killer culture. And this is perfect. This is what we're living. I mean, see, those days, the shows that people get people's attentions are shows on Ted Bundy, that are shows on true crime, and people only talk about that because that's what interests them. And it's a whole new generation of young men and women who are really, really into true crime. And this is how to describe it. It's serial killer culture.
Exactly. You know, there are nasty terms. There's murderabilia. There's all this other stuff. But, you know, if people collect stuff, I call it true crime, you know, artifacts you're collecting, which is true. You know, I mean, there's that bad name put to this stuff. But, you know, if we could learn things from any of these materials, you know, I mean, and you're right. It's kind of true crime has come into this pop culture, you know, era where, you know, like that's Pogo. It's not really Gacy the murderer anymore. It's Pogo, and Pogo is pop culture. They make shirts and, you know, talk about that. You know, yeah, that's next, right? I mean, you name it. It's like the Star Wars merchandising line, right? You can name anything and they have it. I mean, look at Merle Allen. His shoes are serial killers. He has someone paint the killers on his shoes, you know. You know,
exactly. This is what we're dealing about. I mean, of course, I have this past as a murderer, but I try to turn my my dark side into a creative side, and this is what it's all about. I'm doing painting, I'm doing those artifacts. I'm using this darkness to do something creative. And
and how do you feel about that, Guillaume? I mean, when you get your work out, you have an awesome Texas Chainsaw Massacre shirt on. I mean, you know, when you do your work or work on the horror films, does that, you know?
I love this movie because it's like when I see it for the first time, it's like, wow, traduit Nico, on peut pas faire mieux que Massacre. It's really inspired to me. Then I discover what you say before, the merchandising. So this, if I am a killer, what I gonna do as an artist? So I want to make more fun with fun. En fait, c'est difficile de faire du drôle avec quelque chose qui est pas très drôle.
Ouais. I'm going to translate after.
Et c'est ce que j'ai essayé de créer avec Canibal Design. So,
okay, he's saying that what he's trying to do with Cannibal Design is his company, his special effects company, is that he's trying to make something fun out of something which is at first isn't fun at all, and which is crime, gore, murder. And he wants to create a universe that, you know, that's appealing to the audience and to his clients. And yeah, he wants to use that darkness and create something which is, you know, put the fun in the film.
I know, and you know, and that's the thing. Go ahead, Guillaume.
I have some stuff here because I'm not in my house, so I doing something for working. So this is his name is Kenna. It's a Peruvian flute. So I made it Cannibals.
Oh, it's a
Can you,
You can
play?
actually play the flute with
Not
this?
in live. Sorry.
So it's a display piece, but it's a real
I'm really
bow.
bad musician.
Is it real though?
It's one of my
Oh, yeah.
bestsellers.
Maybe you've
It's like if you search in the net, it's like 8-game skull box.
Yeah.
I don't know.
pretend it's
A real
Ed Guin found it house, but he actually
Oh,
made
that's
this.
cool. Oh, it's like the soup bowl,
It's a
right?
box.
Oh, wow. That's awesome.
Exactly.
That is really
made-
cool.
For Cannibal, I made stuff like this too, with metal funk.
Metal fans.
Jumagliev inspired me.
There was a cannibal in Russia called Jumagalayev. He's not really well known. People talk
Right.
more about Chikatilo, for example, but Jumagalayev was a really more bizarre and more extreme serial killer from Russia. And
When did he
this was
operate,
based on
Nico?
it.
Do you know that cannibal?
That cannibal, he killed in the 90s, I think. He was released from jail and he killed again. I think he killed about 30 young women, and he butchered them in his kitchen and he made soup
Wow.
out of them. It's an interesting case. I used to be in contact with a big name in the Russian true crime community who writes a lot of articles on Russian serial killers, which is a subject that has always been fascinating me. And I wanted to write a book on Russian serial killers. It has never been done before. There's only books on Chikatilo, and that's it. But you never see books on other famous Russian serial killers. So this case, the Jumagalayev case, who was from Kazakhstan, by the way, it's a fascinating one. Yeah, there's lots of cases in Russia that are not really well known for the Western world, but they're
And
fascinating.
were you talking about Peter Bronsky? Because he was doing some writing. He actually met he bumped into Chikatilo once. Yeah.
Really?
He's going to be on the show in,
Really?
I think, 2 or 3 weeks. Yeah. You know,
All right.
yeah, the
Wow.
author Peter
Wow.
Bronsky,
Fascinating.
and
Yeah.
you know, it's great stuff. You know, I mean, and you guys make, I mean, great artwork, and that's what I wanted to talk to you about too, Nico. I don't know if you both met him, but you had met Sid Haig. Talk about that. When was he? How did that come about?
Yeah, that was an amazing souvenir that I have with Sid Haig. He was promoting, I think it was the Devil's Rejects in France. So he came in France with Bill Moseley, and I showed him the Père Lachaise cemetery, and his wife, can't remember the name of his wife, I'm sorry, but his wife commissioned me a painting of him. And he was so stoked about the painting that we hanged out, and I showed him the graveyard, and we had a great time. And the painting is still hanging somewhere in his wife's house somewhere, and she wants to commission another one because it's one of her favorite souvenirs too from that peculiar.
Well, yeah, and you know,
connection.
Guillaume, I mean, Sid Haig was huge. We all know he was huge in the horror community. Like, you know, when I would go to conventions, he was there. I met him, and you know, did you ever get to meet him or work with him, Guillaume? Sid Haig?
Good
Sid
shit.
Haig. Tu l'as déjà rencontré? Sid Haig,
No.
Devil's Rejects.
You never worked with him?
No.
Un acteur.
Do you do, like, what kind of films
No.
do you work on, Guillaume? Small indie movies, big budget, everything? What do you work on for your makeup?
When I work in the movie industry, low budget, big budget, and
Nice.
everything. I moved, then I met Nico. A little time after, I moved to Spain
Oui.
to work with Jean-Jacques Hano. And then after, I moved
Mm-hmm.
I stay in Spain and move for Europe, go back in France, and more movie, and then I let it for going to work in jewelry industry for learn more thing for working.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, people are liking your stuff. They said the skull was the shit. They love that. Someone said, Nico, I applaud you. Nico, I applaud you. Someone said that they love the fetus go round. The little fetus. They like that. Yeah. Does it move? Does it move?
I love it.
Again. This is an amazing piece. It's amazing. It's amazing.
Move it over a little that way.
Fit to it. Move it. Bouge
the little guys have a little break movement.
Oh, I see.
with this.
What inspired that?
It's more schizophrenic piece.
Yeah, what inspired that?
What?
What inspired you to make that?
I love in the horror movie. There is a lot. I love the old toys. It's really the music is awful. It's very nightmare. It's nightmare music, you know, like very slow. And I want to make something like it. And a friend of mine made little fetus, and I said, nice. It's okay with that. So I made the fetus real and put it. There is it's really takes a chance, you know. Is this scalpel?
Oh, I see now. Scalpels, yeah.
And put a lot of threads. Very dirty piece with real like features, very shiny.
Very interesting.
And you put it in your bibliothèque, it's like the best piece.
Right, you put it in your bathroom, your kitchen, you know,
whatever
works, you know, whatever works, you know. But yeah, I mean, you know, it's really cool to follow up with you, Nico, now and talk like this because, you know, you have such a huge following because as I've been working on the serial killer culture movie and my TV show and meeting all these people, I tell you everywhere I go, every one of these collectors, houses or studios, they have one of your artworks on their wall.
Yeah, it's one thing. I'm really proud that all the paintings that I've done over the years, sometimes 20 years, because I started to paint in 1996 or 97. So yeah, it's a long time. And each painting has its own story. And you can find them in lawyer offices, you can find them in tattoo shops, you can find them in so many different places. And it always amazes me to find out that piece that I made like 20 years ago is still going around, still hanging in an office or in a bedroom or wherever. And you know, when you create a piece of art, it's always satisfying to know that this piece has a life of its own. And it's the same with objects that have belonged to serial killers. I have one of Richard Ramirez's tie that he used to wear during his trial. It came from the Rhine, of course. And I was using it when I worked in the morgue. So, you know, those objects, they have a life of their own. Yeah, and that special tie has, you know, it has seen a murder trial, it has seen dead bodies, it has seen...
You're right, and you know, those objects, you know, they're historical, they're relics, they're artifacts. You know, recently when I interviewed Mike Albrecht, one of the Gacy detectives who arrested Gacy, you know, and took his confession down, he brought the rosary that Gacy used, you know, how to show how he choked the victims and what he was, you know, holding when he was arrested. he brought it, and I held it and I put it on. And it was just so, of course, I didn't feel anything, but it was definitely surreal, I mean, Guillaume, have you ever, gone with Nico on his graveyards?
Oh no, I want to, but I am full-time employed in my life.
No time for fun.
I have 2 ties. No time for fun, really. Yeah.
I
want to. I think he's a great guy in this type of things, and I want to do it with him.
Yeah. No, Nico's a great guy, stand-up guy. And I post. It's interesting because some people get weirded out about this shit. I posted earlier about Nico's going to be on the show, and someone who followed other true crime writers, right, said, "Oh, it sounds like you're glorifying killers." It's like, okay, what? Why are you on? Again, it's that fascination.
It's the story of my life. I mean, I've been going through this for years now, and I know that sometimes the less judgmental people are the people you expect you expect the less to be judgmental. And
the more judgmental you would think would be weird. Right? Yeah. Right.
Yeah, sometimes the worst people I ever got in terms of judgment were people in the GOT community, which I'm supposed to be more or less part of, even though I've never been a GOT in my life. But those guys were the most judgmental when I went to GOT clubs, etc. They were pointing me and saying, "Yeah, this guy gives us a bad name. He gives the metal scene a bad name. He's a killer, etc. He has no right to be in a GOT club, etc." And that's, so I have a white back. We say that in France, having a white back, that means that you can, after a while, you just don't care. I mean, people talk, they talk, and I don't judge other people. I don't care. I mean, I'm used to being judged.
Yeah, exactly. Have you ever had any issues, with like the stuff that you're making, Guillaume? Like, when you tell people you're in horror films and you make this stuff, do they ever look at you weird? Like,
for myself, I'm not fascinated for the killers. I'm more fascinated for the reaction of people. And when I do a piece, like a schoolbox, is like who crazy man made this, And I prefer people react with negativity. I trust more in humanity with that than, wow, what a fucking great piece. So I love the work I do. I put a lot of love on it. If I collect something from horror art, I buy it to myself. Yeah.
Right. Well, that's what they say. You make what you would want to have, right? Or you make, it's like when I first made H.H. Holmes, the film, I didn't have any reenactments. And I'm like, if I'm watching this, I'd want to see a little bit more. So, it's natural, Guillaume, that, you kind of make what you would buy or be interested in,
Exactly. And that's why we did the dildo, because we wanted to see a serial
It's
killer.
awesome. And actually, so somebody was asking, Metal Fang, was that the guy known as Metal Fang? Metal Fang.
Yeah.
Interesting.
There is no documentary.
It was from Kazakh.
No, and but I like those fangs that you had on the. That was kind of cool. Like those are real metal fangs in a sense. Yeah. If you could hold it sideways, those are cool. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, that's great.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, that's really cool. And Nico, do you still do commissions, right? Like, let's say if somebody got in touch with you and said, "Hey, I want my picture. I want you to make my picture."
My new thing is Shawcross. So I'm working with charcoal these days. For example, this Black Dahlia painting, which is charcoal. You can maybe see when I hold it close. But I'm also using red ink.
Nice.
All right. And still doing the popular serial killer mugshots. All right. I use a lot of mixed media and blood spots, charcoal. This is what I do these days. Doing the occasional
hillbilly animal abuser.
But for people who have a lower budget, I also
Nice.
sell signed prints. They're only $20 signed, right? And this is my most famous painting ever. You see,
Yeah, the eyes on that are great. I mean, you know, I loved. Now, was that like your first series that you did with that red background? Yes.
Yeah, exactly. It was part of this, the that was going around a few years back. See, 2007. You can actually see some of them here. Yeah, this is what I used to do in jail. All right.
What
This
medium?
is what I got famous
those are
for,
paint.
those paintings.
What medium were those?
They were
Paint?
using
Oil.
oil. Yeah, but nowadays I use more acrylics. It's easier for me because it dries faster. But otherwise, I still
That's
do
awesome.
the occasional oil.
And
painting
Guillaume,
too.
if like, let's say, you know, an indie filmmaker wanted to get in touch with you to do makeup, they could get in touch with you, right? Through, where would they, do you have an Instagram? Just your Canibal Guillaume?
Oh, il veut savoir où est-ce qu'on peut voir mon travail. Okay. So
il veut ton contact
tonight,
pour,
I announced
Instagram,
that I'm remodeling all my website. So,
Okay.
Tonight it's the launch
Website.
of a new website. So you can follow me. Okay.
Perfect. Yes, perfect. Yeah, hold it right there.
Different.
Cannibal with one N.
Yeah. I love cannibal with
one N,
It's
cannibal
Spanish
design.
word for cannibal, and it's near Latin of canis, the dog.
Right. Oh yeah, that's
Or
true.
it's more sauvage, je sais pas comment on dit.
For he says that the word cannibal with only one hand is closer to the Latin word canis, and it's wilder. You have this idea of a hound eating
I think people
human
in
flesh.
France have a really bad
that's the,
orthograph version because no one in France say me, hey, it means one N. So, okay, I let it like this, cannibal.
No, that's great.
It's on purpose.
And now, where do
Only
people get in touch
one
with you,
N,
Nico?
no,
On
is on
Facebook
purpose.
or Instagram? What's the best way?
Yeah, I have several social profiles. I have the best is to get me on Instagram. This is where I post most of my stuff, and it's NICO underscore CLAUX.
Perfect. And, you know, I'm going to
is
open it up for
it.
questions in a bit, but, you know, I wanted to ask you, Nico, you know, that's the thing. What defines you now? You know, the past doesn't define us, but there's a reason why we're all into this macabre stuff, you know, and, you know, what defines you now? You know, you're an artist. Great.
An artist, foremost, an artist. I'm also a philosopher. You know this guy, Doc Clark, in LA, and he used to send people this little card, business card. It was written Death Row Philosopher on it. So, yeah, I'm not a death row philosopher, of course, but I'm a death philosopher. That's why I've been working in morgues for maybe 15 years now, 20 years maybe. So yeah, I'm both a death explorer and an artist, publisher also. I love my work as a publisher. And now I'm a
You never know where you're going to be.
So
I think we are filmmakers, no?
Yeah, right. I mean, in the end, we do a little of everything. Because Guillaume, that's how I started in the past. I started doing special makeup effects, like I would do. I made masks, and because that's what I wanted to do before. I became a filmmaker. So, we're all kind of multi-talented, each one of us, whether it's painting or making, makeup or, artwork or whatever it is, it's sculpting, it's all art, and I'd rather people channel it into art than murder or violence. I mean, Joe Coleman, the artist, said once that he would have been a serial killer if he didn't channel that anger and energy into how he paints with one hair on a paintbrush, I mean, and, do you have thoughts on that?
We talked that a lot with Joe. He went to my place a few years back, and I was showing him my artwork so I could get an advice from him. And he was telling me that there's three kinds of artists. There's artists who put their mind on their art. It's like modern art, it's brainy, it's intellectual. There's people who put their heart inside their art, their art, and there's people who put their guts. And this is what Joe is doing, and this is what I am doing. We put our guts on our canvas, and there's different states and different body parts involved in painting.
Yeah, interesting. And what about you, Guillaume? Where does it come from? Your heart, your guts, or I would think it's your heart or your guts because it's horror film, so it's probably not your,
I put a lot of art, a lot of love, a lot of brain.
So you're more heady then.
Really introspect, and I have in France we have j'ai un petit moulin dans la tête qui tourne tout le temps, and I focus.
Little windmill inside his head.
My wife sometimes say,
figuring out
you have something in your head. I like
creative.
Like a psychopath. I stay free. But love inspired me. A lot of things inspired me. C'est pas un exutoire de faire ce que je fais. C'est le métier qui me plaît de faire ça en fait.
Saying that it is not just a phase, like people use art as just a phase or just
and you too,
for
I'm
him,
sure,
it's
right?
a way of
because
being
that's the thing,
himself.
You put on paper or you create art what you're interested in, whether it's death, macabre, monsters,
Exactly. I try to use the colors and the palette of different colors that I see in my mind. And if I see things black and white, there's a reason why. And if the background is blood red, there's a reason why. It's the how I see the world around me. And art is about trying to visualize your inner world. And that's what I'm trying to do with those paintings. Why mugshots, for example? Mugshots, for me, they're like an instant photograph of pure reality of a killer. Because it's been taken just a few moments after the murders, sometimes, or just after the murder spree. And this is the truest moment that those guys are giving to the camera. It's actually done, and I want to capture that. on canvas. It's also making them look like
Right.
Greek statues in museums. See what I mean? Using really pale whites and features. It's making like
Right.
religious icons out of
And
them.
and things, different strokes for different folks, right? Some people like flowers, some people like serial killers, and that's just the way it is. When I, tested this platform with you guys, yesterday, it made me feel great to actually talk to you guys. And, because Nico and I had known each other for so long and, and talked to both of you as artists. So, it's good to, have other people into this stuff because, the so-called kind of normal world, people don't talk about it much, but they're fascinated by it. You start talking, they don't want to stop.
Fascinated. Yeah. By the way, I want to announce I have an announcement too, and I'm going to release a YouTube channel where I will be chatting about my art, my books. So, some of it will be in French language, but there will be subtitles for the English audience, and some of it will be in English. So, yeah, it's going to be in May probably. Setting things up. But yeah, it will be my new venture.
I love it. That's awesome. Do you have a name for it yet, or should just people look for YouTube under your name?
Yeah, I already have a YouTube channel. It's called Camion Noir. Camion Noir is the name of my company. That's it, Camion Noir. Yeah. So yeah. So just look for Camion Noir on YouTube and you will see our channel, and soon there will be content.
I'm excited. Yeah. So if anyone needs commissions, hit Nico up. He still does those. Guillaume, makeup artist, keep them in mind for once this is all over. Or actually they can both make art at home. That's the great thing now. We can make art at home and sell it. But when this is over, we could interact with people and, do conventions and all that other stuff, I'm going to open it up now to see if anyone wants to pop in, and we'll see if anyone wants to say hi. But, have you ever had anything, Nico, like what's the worst of the worst? Death threats? What's the worst that people have come at you with?
I've worked in morgues for 15 years and I've been fired from morgues 5 or 6 times. And it's, I've used aliases, different names, so I could get inside. And there's always someone who recognizes me. And instead of confronting me face to face, they go talk to HR. So yeah, this might be the most difficult thing for me because, I'm still trying to get a normal life, a normal job, regular job, but I keep on getting, fired all the time of this job. All right. But,
yeah, no, again, I think this whole, pandemic is, actually going to work out good for some of us because now your YouTube channel is going to come out. You have the new, dildo line, you have so again, I think this time to, like Guillaume said, kind of be introspective, think about this stuff and what you want to produce and make. And you could be at home making the stuff now. And then when this is over, we profit from it, hopefully.
Exactly. We all have different stories. Some are really interesting. And either you're shy about it.
If anyone wants to hop on, we got one more. We got a spot open. We got 8, 9 more minutes. And what's up next for you, Guillaume? Is it still is your next product? Are you working on something now, or will it be with Nico next?
I am in a lot of projects now.
I know. And now it's just
my project is not to slow down. Working too much, profiter de ma famille. avant tout.
Yeah.
And still
Let's
continue
enjoy
with
it.
a lot of
That's
crazy
his
piece
new
with
project.
Cannibal Design. My side projects with Nico, Serial Pleasures. My other brand, Cut. A lot of things.
I know. It's good downtime to spend with animals.
I have always 10 pieces in my mind to make. So I made 10 pieces at the same time. And when I finish all of them, I have other 10 pieces.
Nice.
So always fun. When I don't have fun with it, I move in other things.
That's awesome. Hey, Danny.
Hey, how's it going?
Hey, good. How are you?
Nico, how are you? How you doing, Nico?
It's one of the guys who bought a huge
man, hold
series
on a
of
second.
artworks for me, and he's
Yeah,
a really
take your
cool
time.
guy.
We're
Really
interested
cool
to
guy.
hear what you bought from Nico.
Nico is the best. He's gotten me like the best paint. How you doing, Nico? Good, man. Finally, I get to talk to you.
Hi.
I got some of the paintings right here. These are some that Nico has done for me. Here's one.
Oh, wow. And that's you.
That's me. Yeah.
This is one of the
That's
paintings.
awesome.
Yeah. Look at the look on my face. I always tell Nico, make it as evil as you can, and he does an excellent job. Really good.
Yeah, it looks pretty evil.
Yeah, this is nothing. Here's another one. This is one of my favorites right here. Shit. This one. Nico loves this one too, right here.
Oh, wow.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it was
Yeah.
Yes, the Beyond.
based on a horror movie poster that's called The Beyond.
Here's
Lucio
one.
Fulci, right?
So yeah,
Here's
That's
one.
great.
that one.
Wow. Yeah, and see, these are, commissions that Nico could do for, so anybody, you guys hit Nico up, I mean, this is awesome to have custom artwork.
Though I haven't had one in a while because I've been kind of tight on money. I quit my old job. I got a new job, which I like a lot more, but doesn't pay as well. But here's one of my favorites right here.
Oh, that one's cool too.
Mhm.
And how long what got you interested in Nico, Danny?
A long time ago, I told Nico this. Like, my mom used to always force me to go to church when I was a kid, and I fucking hated it. But I didn't become a Satanist until after she passed away, in 2012. I was pretty much, to be honest with you, fuck God. So I didn't give a fuck anymore. So then but even before that, I saw Nico on a show called, what's it called? Searching for Satan. Do you remember that one, Nico? Yeah. That was 05 or 06.
I think it was a British TV
I
show.
thought, damn, but yeah, I don't think there was no Instagram back then. I didn't use any of that shit. So I couldn't really get in touch with him. But yeah, man, I think religion is fucking stupid, and all of them are stupid. I'm a Satanist now, and it's fucking awesome. I love it.
Yeah, and you're in the U.S., Danny, right?
Yes, I'm actually in New York.
Yeah.
Let me show you the subway here. Pretty empty.
Oh, wow. It's empty.
I came from smoking a blunt with a friend.
Nice. That's what I'm going to do after the show.
Do it, man. Do it.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah.
Thanks, Danny. It was nice to see you. But yeah, very
Nico,
cool. Love it.
you too. Hail
Take care.
Take it easy, guys.
Take care, man. Take care.
Goodbye.
See ya.
Take care.
See ya, man.
Yeah.
Cool. That's awesome. It's awesome that he had these in the subway. I should have asked him. Why did he? That's awesome. Well, maybe he'll run into Joe Coleman. There's a lot of,
That's cool.
It's interesting that there are a lot of true crime people on the East Coast and on the West Coast, but a lot of it on the East Coast, like these, the authors that we know, the true crime authors.
Who started to get my paintings were from Florida, actually. There was a bunch of people in Florida and they were all around Tampa Bay.
Someone asked, who is your favorite killer to paint?
Yeah.
Eric
And
asked,
it was
who's your
starting
favorite
like
killer
that.
to paint Nico, and will you paint a pogo for him? There you go. Hey, Jordan.
What's going on, guys?
Thanks for joining us.
Oh, yeah. Hey, what's up?
Oh, yeah, wait, I want to see yours, too.
I got the.
I want to see yours, Jordan.
Right,
oh, that one's
this
cool.
is my little office, if you can call it that.
Yeah.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Can I see yours, Nico? What's on yours?
This guy, a BTK design, and it's going to be awesome. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh, great
Oh,
work,
Ted.
Jordan. Those are awesome. And what's your line, Jordan? I mean, where can we find your
Ted.
stuff?
Yeah.
So it's called True Crime Collective. Actually only been doing it about a year now. TrueCrimeCollective.com is the website. I've got a bunch of different designs. Gacy, Bundy, Kemper, Geen, Dahmer. I just released a new Iceman, Richard Kuklinski. And then Nico just finished a BTK Dennis Rader design for me.
That's what
So
yeah.
things have slowed down a little bit right now as far as production and my screen printer being able to get stuff out as quickly. But that's going to be coming here pretty soon. I'm thinking hopefully June at the latest that we can get that one out there. And that was kind of one of those random ones that, you know, me and Nico talk pretty frequently, honestly. And we were just bullshitting the one day, and he was like, "Hey, let me do a BTK design for you." I said, "Hell yeah, let's fucking do it." And 16 hours later, he had a finalized design to me. It's like some of the I work with some great artists, but sometimes it's pulling teeth to get designs back, and this guy knocks it out of the park, like perfect. And so I'm really excited to release this one. You know, just knowing that he did the artwork of it and everything, and it's a great design.
Yeah.
I've posted a few teasers, and I know he has too. So I think we're going to start hyping that up here pretty soon and get the hype rolling around that. But yeah, it's awesome.
That's awesome. I'm going to let everyone know, though, we're going to stay on. We're about to end in 30 seconds, but we're going to stay on. And if anyone wants to join us, you know, they could hop on too. But I'm sorry, go ahead, Jordan. But, you know, thanks everybody for watching. And, you know, we'll stay on, but everyone else will see you next week because we're off in like 20 more seconds. But yeah, keep going, Jordan.
Oh, yeah. We were, you know, me and him have been talking. I actually just bought a Gacy painting off of him. So once all this horse shit that's going on in the world is over, you know, be getting that. And yeah, it's just, you know, it's awesome to be able to correspond with guys like yourself, you know, people in the true crime community that all have simple or similar, you know, interests and passions and everything. You know, you were talking earlier about, you know, people judging you about your past and people judging you about, you know, the content that you put out. And it's just like, you know, people in this group, we understand, we have a similar connection, and it's really cool to get to sit here and talk to guys like you, you know, that all share that same passion. So I appreciate it.
Yeah, I feel the same way. No, thank you. And thank you, for Jordan, for doing your art, because you're right. It's like-minded people like us that do this stuff.
Ok, donc alors, peux-tu te présenter en quelques phrases
Donc je m'appelle Nicolas Claux, je suis peintre, artiste peintre. J'habite à Paris, en France. J'ai été condamné il y a quelques années de la réclusion criminelle pour meurtre et des actes de cannibalisme aussi. Et en ce moment j'habite à Paris où je peins des tableaux macabres.
Est-ce que tu veux nous parler de ton approche du cannibalisme?
Pour moi, c'est le cannibalisme est quelque chose de spirituel, dans le sens où il y a un côté charnel, effectivement, mais quand je le pratiquais, je l'ai pratiqué quand je travaillais dans les morgues. Et pour moi, au départ, c'était un acte impulsif. J'ai toujours été fasciné par des affaires de cannibalisme telles que celle d'Issei Sagawa au Japon, ou Albert Fish, ou Arthur Shawcross. Et j'ai toujours eu ce fantasme en moi. Je l'ai pratiqué donc pendant à peu près un an, quand je travaillais dans une morgue, dans un hôpital. Et pour moi, c'était plus pour me nourrir de l'âme, de la chair que j'ai mangée, plutôt que quelque chose de sexuel ou purement physique. Mais en même temps, j'avais un rapport spécial avec la viande, le fait de mâcher, le fait de déchirer avec les dents. J'ai toujours eu ce rapport charnel. Et le fait que ça soit de la viande humaine me donnait une satisfaction beaucoup plus intense. Et des fois, je mangeais de la viande normale en pensant, en fantasmant que c'était de la chair humaine. C'est comme ça que ce fantasme s'est développé au cours des années. Ouais.
Est-ce que tu peux nous dire ce que tu sais sur Albert Fish, hein? Comment tu as appris son existence? Est-ce qu'il t'a mis à le peindre?
La première fois que j'ai entendu parler d'Albert Fish à travers d'un album d'un groupe qui s'appelle Macabre, qui avait un morceau sur Albert Fish. Et je me suis intéressé à l'histoire. À l'époque, il n'y avait pas énormément de livres sur les tueurs en série, donc il y en avait quelques-uns, des encyclopédies, etc. Il y avait un livre qui s'appelait The Cannibal, et je me rappelle plus de quand ça datait, mais c'était un vieux livre sur son affaire. Ce qui m'a intéressé chez Albert Fish, c'est il a décrit dans une lettre qu'il a envoyée aux parents de sa victime, très précisément la façon dont il a cuisiné sa victime. J'ai trouvé ça assez spectaculaire et assez glauque. La précision des détails, etc. Maintenant, la raison pour laquelle je l'ai peint, c'est qu'il a un visage très intéressant, très marqué. Si vous regardez les photos qui ont été faites à l'époque, il était vieux, c'était un homme âgé, la soixantaine, des cernes très marquées, un visage très ordinaire de grand-père, mais on voit un aspect diabolique derrière les yeux. J'ai essayé de retransmettre cet aspect diabolique à travers ma peinture. Albert Fish n'est pas le tueur en série qui m'intéresse le plus. Il y a d'autres tueurs cannibales comme Andrei Chikatilo en Russie que je trouve plus intéressants. Mais ce qui reste fascinant chez Albert Fish, c'est que c'était quelqu'un qui a exploré toutes les facettes possibles et imaginables de la perversion. Il a été sadomasochiste, il a été cannibale, il a été tueur en série, quand il était sur la chaise électrique, il a dit que son plus grand plaisir serait d'être électrocuté. Et il s'enfonçait des cotons imbibés d'essence dans l'anus et il les allumait. C'était vraiment quelqu'un qui allait très loin dans la perversion. Il est assez fascinant. Maintenant, j'adhère pas du tout à tout ce qu'il a fait, mais c'est un sujet pathologique extrême. C'est pour ça qu'il fait partie de la panoplie des gens que j'ai peints à travers mes portraits à lui.
Est-ce que tu as toujours des désirs cannibales ou est-ce que tu penses qu'ils vont revenir un jour, hein?
Je ne pense pas que je vais recommencer à manger des gens parce que je me satisfais des âmes à travers ma peinture. Je mange des âmes à travers ma peinture, donc je n'ai pas besoin de manger physiquement des gens. J'ai toujours une fascination pour le cannibalisme. Je m'intéresse toujours de très près aux affaires de cannibalisme, comme celle de Armin Marius en Allemagne. Je corresponds toujours avec des cannibales comme Artst Shawcross. Et je collectionne toujours les tableaux et lettres de tueurs cannibales, mais moi-même, je ne recommencerai pas à manger de la chair humaine. Maintenant, ça ne veut pas dire que je suis végétarien.